to the spot where the mics are hot. Every word we drop got flow like a shot. Got stories to tell and jokes that hit hard. Come join the fun, it's a brand new yard. We bring the vibes, the beats won't stop. Tune in now, we rise to the top. Laugh, cry, shout, feel every drop. This podcast here is cream of the crop.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode to the R2J podcast. And today we have a special guest. We have Pepo from Cotija Restaurant. If you guys don't know Pepo, there he is.
Hi.
What's up, Pepo? How you doing?
Good.
Okay, so I know I reached out to you and just kind of wanted to see if you wanted to come on because I haven't had somebody who was actually working in the restaurant business. So I figured you'd be a good example to have on a podcast. So I appreciate you coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, thank you. So I like to have all my guests here to find out more about them, like who they are, where they come from.
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell us more about yourself?
I'm Jose, 32 years old, born in Port Arthur. Right now I live in Nederland, and our restaurant is in Nederland.
Yeah, so born and raised this whole time over here?
In Port Arthur till 8th grade.
Okay.
And then we moved to Nederland after that.
Okay, but it's pretty much just around this area?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you didn't do no traveling, move to any other cities for a while?
Always lived here.
Always.
Yes, sir.
So you think you're gonna rest of your lives you guys gonna be settled down here?
Yeah, probably. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not born and raised here. Well, I guess you could say I'm kind of raised.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from El Salvador, right? So when we first moved to the States, moved to San Francisco, stayed there for like 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was a 49ers fan. I know
Yeah.
you seen me that one time. Hey, man, but I have a reason to be a Niners fan. You know what I mean?
No, I understand.
Yeah. So it's just I don't get those people like our friend Jim.
Yeah.
Like, how did he become a Eagles fan? He's never been there. You know?
I mean, people have their reasons, kind of like they grew up, like right now, imagine how many kids are watching Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
and that's how they become fans, which is, it's not bad because they're kids, and, they're not going to choose somebody like the Cowboys that are sucking right now. So
Yeah.
they're going to go with what's good and popping.
Well, I think what helped out on that decision was because his brother Marvin, he's a Cowboys fan. So,
Well,
they can't have the same team. So,
well, I do. Well, two of my brothers are actually Texans fans. One's actually a season ticket holder for Houston.
oh really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I call Texans. They're like my second team. I want to say for the AFC.
Mhm.
If the NFC, if the Niners ain't doing nothing,
Yeah.
then go for the AFC. But this year, actually, I've been kind of laying low from the football. I just had a feeling where my team, the Niners, wasn't gonna do good.
Well,
And sure enough, yeah.
even when we suck, I'm there crying at the restaurant or crying at a bar or if I'm cheering but I'm a faithful.
Yeah. Man, I've been like crazy busy, especially with this podcast, all my little projects that I got to do. And I got those 2 dogs as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
So they got me busy.
Yeah, imagine having 3 kids. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need your wait time for them, huh? So, yeah, that's what you said, 3 kids and a wife, huh?
Yes, sir.
Man, so how's that relationship works with, because you work with your wife.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are running that restaurant.
It's not bad, man. It's just, I feel like whenever you work out, not out as in whenever you work away from home or from your wife, you get some time away from them. And I think it makes it easier on your relationship at home because we work together. Mm-hmm. So when we go home on break, we're together. When we're at home, we're together. When we're at work, we're together. So it's a little harder, puts more pressure on it. But, I mean, it's all manageable as long as, you get along.
Yeah.
But it is a little tougher.
Yeah, because I imagine, I don't know if you guys try to avoid bringing work to the house.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
It's hard. I mean, if you work together and you work for someone, then you don't have to bring that home.
Yeah.
But we run the business, so it's inevitable for us not to bring it home, no matter what, because we get calls or emails or all that while we're at home or at any time of the day. As soon as we open, we get calls. Before we close, we're getting calls. It's always following us no matter where we go.
Yeah.
Vacation or anything.
Yeah. For the people where is Cotija located?
Cotija's right here in Nederland, off the feeder road, off the 69.
Mm-hmm.
It's in 3720 Avenue E.
Yeah. And you guys got Facebook in there?
We got Facebook, Instagram, but I don't use it. I'm not that good with social media.
Oh, man. Lately, I've been trying to get pretty good on social media. I've been trying to post up all things. The only thing about Instagram I don't like about that platform is that, how they have reels on there, too?
Mm-hmm.
And you got pictures. But the thing is, still don't split it up. So your feed, when you post things up, it's all like reels and photos kind of mixed in together. kind of would have been minded if it would just be like two separate, where one is just pictures and then the other one's just reels for that content creator.
Well, the reason I stay away from Instagram is because I feel like it's for the devil. There's nothing but women on there, so I try to stay away from it.
It's like once they know that you're a guy, all you're gonna see is just ads. You know, that's all. It's like, man,
I don't need that. I don't need the temptation. I normally stay away from it.
It's crazy. Have you seen those AI girls models?
I've seen all the AI stuff. It's crazy.
It's like
catching up though.
Yeah, it's crazy. I seen a couple of them like, man, that, you actually think it's a real girl, you know, and people are actually profiting from that and creating like their OnlyFans.
A lot of people do like that clickbait, so it's a lot of people are gullible and stuff, and they'll just click on it and they don't even know if it's real or not, and they share it without even fact checking or anything like that. Yeah, and that's what gets them money and all that. Yeah,
it's gonna be like the movie Her. I don't know if you've ever seen it. John Watkins. Man, was it
with AI or a robot?
No, it was like a virtual. He had like a virtual girlfriend that he would talk to over the phone.
I don't think I watched that one.
It's pretty good. It's pretty simple movie. It's just pretty much him talking to a girl over the phone, and it makes it seem like they're actually connecting, but it's not a real girl.
Probably less stress than an actual wife. Then.
Well, give and take, I guess. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's good to have a wife, sometimes not.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta take it as it is.
Cons.
Yeah. So I mean, how did you guys get the Mexican restaurant?
So we've been in the restaurant business since '98. Started off on Gulfway and 4040 Gulfway Drive. I remember that place. I remember the day we went to go look at it with my dad. It was an old Long John Silver's. It was rotten to the core. Okay, so
this whole time it's been you guys, so Cotillas.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, it first started off with my dad and his uncle. They were like partners.
Okay.
That fell apart, and my dad ended up taking off with it. But yeah, we've been there since '98, and we were at the Port Arthur location from '98 to 2013, and then we started this one here in 2011. Sorry. And so we ran both for about 2 or 3 years. And then just Port Arthur one got bad. All of our customers are pretty much on this side of town. So the other one kind of dried up. And then we'd have burglaries all the time and stuff like that. My dad didn't want to deal with both of them.
Was that in Gulfway?
Gulfway.
Gulfway, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's that side of Port Arthur sometimes is just getting bad sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's getting better.
It seems like it.
But at one point we had, because my dad used to have a molcajete thing where he used to sell candies and stuff and Snickers and bubble gum, and they would break in and steal that, and then break the cash register to take out change, because all we left was change. We never really left money. Yeah. So they would just break in, grab the Snickers and stuff and the change and leave, and then a few weeks, month later, they'd do it again and again, and it was all the time.
Yeah. So you know, it's probably kids doing it. Probably.
We think it's probably people living off the street, because who would break in for change? You know.
Yeah, that's true.
But so we've been at this location since 2011.
Okay, because I remember when I used to work at Twin City Honda, but painting cars or the body shop industry. Every once in a while, we go to that place all the time for lunchtime.
Yeah, they still get people in there from Twin City Honda that go in there and get 2 orders. Yeah, pretty often.
But when I used to go there, I used to get something little, you know, because you guys give a big serving, especially for like regular dinners. Like, man, when it was Jim's birthday, I got that big. Forgot what it was. It was like sampler, I want to say.
Oh, the sampler. Yeah. People tell me to put up the price on it because there's so much food.
Yeah, I mean, I did. I kind of killed it almost, you know what I mean? And I was regretting the next day.
Nah, it is a lot.
Yeah, it is. But hey, you get your money's worth, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know, right now with the economy, it's like, how do you even deal with that? But we try to, you know, make it to where if you're not trying to waste that much money, you can still, you know, get your money's worth.
Yeah. So you decided to kind of take over the business?
Yeah, my dad, he got COVID in 2020. No, 2021. My dad got COVID. He got pretty bad. He was in the hospital. He was on oxygen. So after that, he just decided to retire, and he left it up to me and my brothers if we wanted to take over or whatever. And well, my brothers, the oldest one, he took over my dad's lawn service, because my dad also had a lawn service at one point. And then my second oldest brother, he's an operator for Valero. Okay. And then it's me, and I'm the one that didn't go to school, and I was just working in the oil field. And then my little brother, I think he was like 23, 24 at the time, and he was studying to be an operator. So, I mean, and the next little brother, he was 16, 17 at the time.
Man, how many siblings you have, man?
5. It's 6
Five?
of us.
Oh,
6 boys.
All boys?
Yes, sir.
Man, I bet your mom was like, where's my girl?
Well, I think that's why they kept trying, and
Yeah.
it didn't work out.
Hey, my mom's the same way too because she has no girls enough for her right there because it was me and my brother. Then he has 3 kids, boys. Then I have my son. So
Yeah.
those
Well,
are
now
boys.
I'm in the same boat. I got 3 boys.
Oh, really?
And my wife's like, hey, let's try for the girl. I'm like,
Nah.
it's not that easy. You
Yeah, I
know?
know.
I mean, it's fun. I love kids to death. I'd give my life for my kids.
I would
but
say it's fun trying it too, you know.
I mean, yeah, of course. Why not? But yeah, so I ended up taking over because my brothers were not going to. So I didn't want to let it die there. We had been in the business for so long, so I took over and trying to keep it in the
Yeah,
family.
I could imagine right now it's kind of always hard because especially the Mexican and Tex-Mex restaurants
Mm-hmm.
because you have all of these new ones popping up. Seems like every 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, because we just had one shut down the road, and like 3 weeks later they put up a banner that another Mexican restaurant was moving into the same location.
Camila's,
Carmelo's was there.
Yeah.
They moved to the old Pedro's by the mall, and now we're getting Maria's Diner.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So so what do you think kind of helps you out? Just stay afloat or be kind of relevant or make sure that you get your customers keep on coming back.
I don't know. I feel like it's more like we don't have that how do I say it, like a big restaurant vibe. We have more, to me at least. I couldn't speak for my customers, but I feel like we have more like a homey vibe.
Yeah,
like, more like home. It's smaller. It's our plates
More intimate.
resemble more like
Yeah.
Mexican food. We have Tex-Mex because that's what sells. But I feel like we have more homemade stuff. I'm not saying other places don't, but I think
more
that's
authentic Mexican food.
I try to call it that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when I used to travel all the time, I would sometimes since they were paying for the food pretty
Mm-hmm.
much, so I had like $35 limit per meal.
Yeah.
So sometimes I would just get tired of just going eat in all these big restaurants. So I was like, man, you know what? I'm just try like the little mom and pops restaurants, especially Tex-Mex. But you can't never go wrong with carne asada, something like that.
Yeah.
You just want something meat, rice, and beans. That's all.
No, I like homemade food and stuff like that. But I mean, whenever you go to a chain, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
And when you go to a small, local place, you don't know exactly.
Usually, sometimes their food is sometimes better. A lot of times.
Yeah, sometimes. Well, most of the times I've been to smaller places, it's better.
Yeah.
But like you're for sure gonna get, what you're gonna get at a bigger, chain restaurant compared to going to a small local place. It's you don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but what are the challenges you think you guys face?
Right now
like
it's probably just the economy, but
Yeah, but how about COVID? Did you guys got
COVID,
affected?
Yeah, well, whenever COVID, I recently took over in 2022. So whenever my dad got sick, I took over. The place was shut down for like 6 months. My dad was sick, and he was the one running it. So after he retired, I quit from the oil field, and I took over in January of 2022. So I've been there 3 years now. So I feel like it's not bad, the economy right now, and then COVID, it kind of affected us, but I didn't have to deal with it because I wasn't there. That was whenever my dad was running it. But right now with like the price of eggs and stuff like that, it's like crazy. We're paying like 3 times what we used to pay a few months ago.
Oh, yeah.
And it feels like this time, it feels like it's not going to come back down anytime soon.
It doesn't come back down. Do you know why it went up, right?
The flu, yeah, we got a message from our suppliers.
Yeah, I think they
They
had
had to kill a shit.
I heard like
chickens.
100 million.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Birds are like, man. I don't know if it was necessary. You know what I mean? Supposedly they knew it.
I think it is. We don't end up with another COVID 2.0 or something.
Yeah, who knows? You know what I mean? But no, I think once I want to say within it happened last time. Remember when the eggs went up for a while, and I think it'll stay like that for like maybe a month or two, and then once the new batch of birds.
But this time it stayed up there for longer.
Oh, this
than
time?
last time. I think last time it only happened for like a month and a half, and we started seeing these prices in like early December, mid-December.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, me personally, so I eat a lot of eggs. So sometimes I stock up on eggs.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, we have breakfast, so that's one of the things that affects us a lot too.
Oh,
is
yeah.
the breakfast and all the stuff we use eggs on.
Yeah. When that happens, when the eggs goes up, do you have to raise up your prices a little bit too sometimes?
We try not to because in order to raise up our prices, we have to go print out new menus.
Oh,
and
that's
then
true.
I feel like if I go eat somewhere and their prices went up for a certain reason, if that reason goes away and their prices don't go away,
yeah.
you know what I mean? So I don't want to go up, even though I'm biting the bullet right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to go up and then stay up and then people realize like, oh
Yeah.
my God, like he's going to just keep those prices and
Yeah.
use that egg bird flu thing to
pretty
get more
much-
money out of us.
Yeah, pretty much eat it up for like the short term.
As long as I can. I mean,
Yeah.
if I
Well,
don't
yeah.
see
If you
any-
know it's gonna be long term, you're
Yeah.
like, yeah.
if I don't see no end to it, then I mean, we have to make a living,
Yeah.
I don't want to get rich off of it, but
Well, you're not because you're trying to.
yeah.
Pretty much because you kind of want to make some type of profit. You
Yeah.
know.
I just want to live, comfortably, and that's all.
Yeah. So the other question I was gonna ask you as well too, like the challenges you had, like workers. You know, I could imagine, especially nowadays, the young crowd, kids, they get very maybe lazy, want to say, or maybe not that work orientated. So, what kind of experience you had with that?
I guess a little bit about the young stuff, but I feel like a restaurant's more like you don't find many people that are gonna make a career out of working at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some will, some become chefs and all that, but it's just a stepping stone
Yeah.
for a lot of people, especially younger people, which is fine. It doesn't bother me as long as the next one that comes in and replaces another person is willing and as long as they take care of their job and be good employees. But yeah, I feel like we're more of a stepping stone, and I try to talk to like waitresses or cooks, cashiers, everybody, and I try to encourage them to use it as as a stepping stone. But I try to encourage them, like, if you're gonna leave me, don't leave for a job where you're gonna be unhappy. Go to school.
Yeah.
I try to tell them, go to school and use me, which is fine. If you have to go to school and let me know what times you're available, and I'll use you on those times. But I try to, help them and try to show them that school is the right way.
Yeah.
Go to school, get a career, especially if you're a woman, because if you're a woman, a lot of times, you have a child and then the guy becomes, he disappears, and then you're on your own.
Yeah.
And then you are stuck being a waitress for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So it's like, I do try to encourage them to go to school, but I'm okay with being, stepping stone.
Yeah, and then a lot of times too, not going to school, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna be successful.
Oh, right. No, that's true.
And-
I'm not trying to say
yeah,
that.
yeah. And then also too, I want to say, I took this in experience when because I used to be a waiter at Castellet.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I want to say I was like one of the good ones there, because I was able every time they work with my schedule. When I was going to school, I had 2 jobs. So I would work at Twin City Honda, then I'll go school. Sometimes I go back to work and go to school, then work at Castellet as a waiter. So it was like my schedule was hectic.
Yeah.
But they would let me come in maybe like around right after they pick the lines or what sections you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
And that lady always had me the good section on the early side, the 2 6 tops and 2 booth, whatever. Because she knew I could handle it. Always did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday nights, this was like 15 years ago, I'll make $100 in 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually pretty good money,
Yeah.
So, but I want to say, take that experience, and then also it helps you communicate with the customer and the people, especially when you're dealing with a big crowd of people.
Mm-hmm.
It gets you more comfortable, because a lot of people nowadays are not that comfortable talking to people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not only that, you get to meet people. If you're trying to get into the oil field, you meet a lot of people out here that are from the oil field.
Yeah.
And they can help you in certain ways, or meet them if you ever do get a degree or something like that. It's good to meet people and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, do you have any crazy stories or funny stories you could share? It is a restaurant, so I know you should have a few probably that you could share.
I do have a few. Man, we had one was it, at the old restaurant that was on Gulfway. We had a fight breakout, and it's actually people we knew, and we had chairs flying and tables flying, and my mom was getting thrown around, and it was
At your restaurant?
at the restaurant. We had broken windows and stuff like that. Yeah, and then since I took over, we had a break-in. I think it was last year. We had a break-in last year, and they took a lot of liquor.
Oh, I actually remember that.
Yeah, they took liquor. They took like Patron. They took Hennessy. They took, we have Ciroc. They took like Grey Goose.
All the
they
good
took
stuff.
Don Julio, stuff like that. But what's crazy was that we have a wall. You've been in there, and it's like all my expensive liquors on that wall. They didn't take any of those.
Because they probably didn't know what it was, you know?
But you'd think if it's on the shelf, it's
I-
the good stuff, right?
well,
it's not on the bottom with the rest of the
but
stuff.
they probably don't know that, you know what I mean?
But yeah, they took I don't remember, maybe $500-600 of liquor.
Damn.
They took my security system. They ripped it all out, took everything with them.
Oh, really?
And they took some change that I had in the office. It wasn't nothing major. It was like ones, 5s, 10s, maybe $200 in change. But
It's just a hassle. It just you have to
yeah,
deal
it was
with.
the day before. I think it was the day before Cinco de Mayo. So it was like
Oh, wow.
all that liquor. I had to replace it within the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
To be able to, because Cinco de Mayo is our busiest day by far of the year, and it's like we had to go through all the loops and try to fix all that, and plus having to talk to the insurance, police, all that, and then even the news channel was over there, so I had an interview with them, and it was like, but yeah, that's up there with the crazy stories.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily we've been lucky. We don't get that many crazy people. I mean, we do have a bar, but it's a lot of our customers are more like family. We know them. We see them once, twice, 3 times a week, maybe more, and it's still normal faces. Sometimes we get new faces, but we don't get crazies. Not. I mean, I've had now that I remember, we had one time we had a guy. He walked in, and he was. We could tell that he wasn't gonna eat, and I mean, I don't want to say it wrong, but you can tell he was off the streets. So he told us that all he wanted to do was hang out. I'm like, oh, that's fine. It don't bother me. As long as you don't bother my customers, perfect. So we sat him down in a corner. He actually put chairs together and into like a bed, and he slept on the 3 or 4 chairs. He was there for a few hours. Like I said, as long as he doesn't bother my customers, he's not in the way. I mean, it's fine for a little while. You can't make a habit of it either, because if he, word gets out that I'm letting him sleep in the restaurant, then that's all they're gonna want to do.
Yeah.
And handouts. So he got up, and I was in the back busy, and one of the waitresses walks up to me and tells me that he walked into the office. So I run up there and I see, like, what's going on? He's like, I was looking for the restroom. And I was like, everyone knows that the restroom's over there. You can tell this is office on it. He's like, oh, okay, well, I was just lost. And I'm like, what were you doing? He's like, nothing. I was just looking for the office. And I was like, man, that's weird. So I was like, you sure you didn't take anything? He's like, yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Like, I'll let you come in here. I was being cool.
Yeah.
But, you're going to have to get out of here. So I put my hand on his back, not to push him, but to, like, you have to go. And he got kind of aggressive. He's like, man, don't touch me. I was like, all right, just, go ahead and leave. So he walks out, and as soon as he walks out, I'll run in the office to go see if anything was missing or anything. So I go, and we had a Ziploc bag inside of our safe. The safe is normally open during the day anyway, because we have to get change out of there, stuff like that for the cash register, and it was empty. And normally we keep, like I said, like $200 in there, maybe. It depends, maybe more or less. And it was empty. So I run outside, and I'm like, hey, where's the money? He's like, what money? I'm like, there was money in the and now it's empty. He's like, man, I didn't take your money. And I was like, look, if you don't, take it out of your pockets or whatever, I'm gonna have to call the police, because I can't touch him. I can't go in his pockets. And he's like, man, I'm telling you, I didn't take your fucking money. And I was like, man, all right, whatever. So I grabbed my phone, called the police. He's like, man, you're really gonna call the police? And he swung at me with luckily it was an open hand.
Yeah.
And I got to move only enough to where he slapped my phone out of my hand.
Yeah.
And it broke. And it hit the ground, and the police was you could still tell that, even though the screen was cracked. So I shoved him, and then he didn't do anything. He just stood there. So I grabbed my phone, And I started following him down the street, called the police. They picked him up. They took him away. And what was crazy was that I put it on Facebook on our restaurant page. And a lot of the businesses down like Nederland Avenue and like Twin City or 69, they would say that he does that to a lot of businesses. And when I went to go, the police called me and asked me if I wanted to press charges. I'm like, yeah, that's fine, because if it's happening to so many people, then we all need to do it. That way we can get him, whatever he needs. And we went to the police station, and I'm like, hey, I'm here because they called me if I wanted to press charges. They're like, oh, we're going to have to wait, because he already went to jail for some other stuff that he needed to go for. I'm like, all right, just how long am I going to have to wait to press charges? Well, he'll be out like in 6 months. I'm like, in 6 months, I'm not even going to care anymore. Like, I have to buy another phone right now. Like, I'll probably forget. I won't be mad anymore. So, actually, I think
well, you just put a schedule on your phone. Come back to press charges.
Man. Like, to me, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
I don't try to waste my time on stuff like that. Like, just,
Yeah, it kind of sucks. You try to help out somebody and then they try to take advantage of you.
And it happens, but you can't let that, change who you are. Like, if you want to help people and one person, double crosses you or whatever, that doesn't mean change who you are and stop helping people because of one person. If that's who you are and you're a person that likes to help people, keep being who you are. Yeah. Don't let no one discourage you or change who you are, and just let it go.
Yeah, me personally, sometimes it just, okay, they come and ask for help, and it just depends what kind of vibe I get from them. If I get like a okay vibe, I might throw them $1 or $2 here, Or if I get some kind of weird vibe, I'll just let them know. For whatever reason, you get the instincts.
Or sometimes we see, like, I had a time in Beaumont where I stopped at a gas station and they're like, there's a guy asking for money, and I'm like, honestly, if you tell me the truth, I'll give you the money. If you lie to me, I won't. Like, do you want a beer? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna buy a beer. All right, here you go. Give him like $5.
Yeah,
and then go buy a beer. I mean,
you don't have to lie.
And there's times where you give people food. Yeah, and they're like, I don't want the food. I just want the money. So it's like, there's people that are actually hungry, and then there's people that they probably get fed all day. Instead of giving them money, they give them food. So they're like, nah, I want money. So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, some crazy stories at this restaurant. Yeah, that's one thing I told my son. Like, hey, you should go work at a restaurant. It's a lot of fun. You get to learn a lot of things. You get communicate better, and then learn hard work. Because it is kind of hard work,
Especially if you're a people's person. Yeah. Sometimes people aren't.
And then also how to manage people especially when they get upset, because I remember one time I was waiting on these 2 ladies and we had a special going on at Castle Lake, right?
The 50-cent margaritas,
something like that, but you had to buy our food
or like an entree.
Yeah, an entree. So that lady had bought the entree and she was drinking, it was fine. Her friend shows up, then she tries to pretty much give the drink to her friend. Like, I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. There's like when people were like, hey, can we get a to-go cup? And they don't even have soft drinks on the table. Yeah. I was like, you're not gonna fool me. Yeah. I've been through this a lot.
Just chug it, man. Just drink it right now.
Man, we had a guy a couple years ago. They went for a Sunday to go drink mimosas and all that. It was like 11 in the morning, and they asked for a to-go box. And one of the waitresses was like, hey, he picked up the skillet. And I was like, oh my God. And they had already been drinking. So I was like, is it worth the scene? If I go over there and like, hey, what are you doing with my skillet? Like, is it worth it for them to get up, start yelling? And the rest of my customers are all going to see that. Yeah. And they're going to say, what's 11 in the morning? What are people getting, drunk at this time? And it looks worse on me. So we let him. This guy, to-go box is not that big. And the skillet has that handle in the back. Yeah. He stuffed it in there. Half the damn skillet is sticking out, and he puts it under his arm. So I'm standing at the bar, and I'm watching him. And he walks by me, and he says, what's up? And he just walks out with the skillet hanging out of his arm. And it's like, sometimes it's not worth it over $8, $10 skillet to then have people looking at you like, it looks like a place where family shouldn't be. So it wasn't worth it. But
yeah, you got to choose your battles. Yeah. Which ones?
And I try not to engage because my dad always told me that he taught me the customer's always right. And it's one of the worst, it's one of the hardest things to learn, especially whenever I was younger, 15 years old as a waiter. Well, I was more like 16, 17 when I became a waiter. And my dad would always tell me like, hey, the customer's always right. And I'm like, man, hell no. How is the customer always right? And my dad's like, who pays the bills? I'm like, you do. He's like, with whose money? The customers come here, you treat them right, they're always right. And I'm like, Dad, but someone complained that the sour cream was sour. How the hell are they right? My dad's like, it is not worth it.
Yeah.
You know, if you engage with them, it gets worse, and you get bad reviews. And most of the people, I forgot that. I don't know if you ever heard of that saying where it's like, one bad review, you lose 10 customers or something like that. And for one good review, you only get like 2 or 3, positive things out of it. So it's like bad review looks more bad on you than a good review.
Yeah,
you know,
that's definitely.
So it's like when I was younger, I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna say that customer's always right and give them the right away, and they're wrong. And then I start, growing up, working in this longer, and now every day I'm like, God damn, my dad was right. And I feel like every day I become more like my dad.
Yeah.
But you start to see more, of the things he was saying, he was trying to teach you. Or it's not even just my dad; it's dads in general. And they try to tell you a certain thing, and at a certain age, you don't understand.
Yeah.
You don't get to fully understand what he's trying to tell you, and then you get older, and if you're lucky enough, you still have your dad. You get to go.
You ever heard that saying about how the boys see their dad? They had like 3 phases.
Mm-hmm.
The first phase, they idolize them. Second phase, they demonize them. Third phase, they humanize them.
Never thought of it that way.
Yeah. And the more I see it, the more I think about it, it's like, yeah, it's actually pretty true.
Yeah. Well, you get that little rebel area where you're like, I don't know, 12 to 25 or 15 to 25, where you're just bad and you think you're always right, and you end up realizing that. Yeah. So luckily, if you're still lucky enough to have your parents, and you get to let them know, like, man, Dad, you were right. And give them a hug and keep on going. Yeah.
So it's safe to say that within 5 years, you're still gonna be at Cotija running it.
I hope so.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna plan to like move to a bigger location, or you think you guys just really like that location?
I'm good right now.
It's a good location too,
It's a good location. Yeah. It's prime. The value of the place keeps going up. There's more places popping up around it, and then we get more plants here by the minute almost. So it's like, I don't think I'd be sorry going anywhere. I mean, I don't think so. But yeah, I hope I'm still here 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and one day it goes to my kids or my nephews or to whoever it goes to. Yeah.
If anything big you could do to the location, what would you do?
The biggest thing I would do is maybe a patio, and I'd really like to do like draft beer.
Oh, draft beer.
Draft beer, because I'm more of a draft beer myself. Like,
yeah,
if I go to a certain place and they have 3 options on draft, I'll take one of those 3 options over my favorite bottled beer.
Yeah, same here.
I don't know. I feel like it tastes better.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
Same.
But yeah, I think a patio would be one of the things. I mean, it's nice. I just wouldn't want to attract, more problems because alcohol and I don't know. But yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah. So you got any last words for the audience?
No, not really. Just come give us a shot if you haven't ever tried it. If you don't like it, that's fine. If you like it, then...
Hey, trust me, guys. Try out the appetizer. What was it? Big one called that we tried?
Cotija sampler.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Has,
man, that's
nachos,
humongous
quesadilla.
Right there.
Nachos,
Very come with
quesadilla,
appetite.
Nachos, quesadilla, and what else? No, it's two types of quesadillas and the nachos.
Yeah.
It has the regular quesadilla, and then the sincronizada that has the carnitas inside, and then the nachos.
Yeah. Oh, and then also too, you guys have specials every day on drinks, on beer, right?
$2 beer every day, and we have a margarita special every day. And Tuesdays we have all the margaritas half off.
Hey, that's what when I go there, just give me the $2. It's always something different, so I'm like, okay, let me just try it out.
Yeah. And it's always import.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, let me see if I might like that brand, even though I never tried it.
Yeah, so it's an import beer every day. Like let's say Sundays are Negra Modelos, I think, on $2. Thursdays are Dos Equis. Fridays are like Coronas, and it's just every day is an import beer on special.
Oh, okay, you guys hear this? Go check out Pepo at Cotija, all right? All right, you guys. Remember, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, right? Sure helps the channel grow. All right, peace out.
Breaking news or cool interviews, we keep it real, no scripted cues. From wild debates to heartfelt tales, strap in tight, this train never derails. We bring the vibe.